What do you imagine when you think of a gamer? Do they look like this? Or maybe this? Possibly, and I hope that you do. These are all video game players. Video games have been around long enough now that most people my age have played one at some point in their life. A survey in 2007 concluded that 97% of young people regularly play video games, with little variance among different racial and socio-economic backgrounds. But despite all of this, a study conducted in 2016 showed that what most people imagine when they think of a video gamer is this. This may be because of the demographics of most game developers themselves skewing white and male, which often leads to a lack of diverse characters in video games, especially when it comes to the protagonists. Dark corners of the gaming community have latched on to the idea of games only being for white males, and this needs to be further examined in order to eliminate it from the space. It is the reason that I don't call myself a gamer, despite my adoration for the medium. I grew up playing video games, and they've remained a large part of my life. Through video game culture, I have met many kind and welcoming people from all different walks of life, including my life partner. One of the things we first connected over was our shared love of video games. So many other people have this same story of finding community through video games. Rihanna Manuel is one of these people. She is an admin for the Facebook group of the gaming community Kind of Funny, and an active participant in that community. She has also been working professionally in the video game industry since 2015. She was gracious enough to allow me to interview her about her experiences within the gaming world, and to offer her thoughts on combating online hate.
As an admin, you see the worst of the worst, right? Because anytime something gets reported or something needs to be handled or addressed, we're the ones who have to rake through all of that. So I have seen some not nice comments. I've seen some pretty bad takes, and even worse, a couple of cases of harassment in the communities that I've administrated for. And Kind of Funny is not exempt, even though they are great people themselves, and the admin team is amazing. There's always a couple bad actors everywhere you go.
Okay. So what was that kind of your first experience of seeing kind of the darker side of video game culture, or had you already experienced that through just online games in general?
Yeah, I think the first game that I ever played online with like open party chat was Halo 2 multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back in my college days, and that is definitely the first time I experienced the nastier side of gaming. As you can imagine, having a voice like mine, which is clearly either a child or a woman, going into a party chat, not knowing who I'm playing with, there's a lot of comments, either as if I was a child or some pretty sexist remarks. And I don't want to be explicit, but
yeah, sure.
It got pretty bad. So I quickly learned to find friends to play with and to, make my own safe spaces.
This kind of online gaming experience is very common. Dr. Kishona Gray has written several books on racism and sexism in video games, and one of her explanations of this is the invisibility of being online. This gives some users the courage to say sexist and racist things that they may not normally. Call of Duty is another game series notorious for this kind of attitude in its voice chat.
There are people who are trying to make those strides and to make a difference, and slowly but surely we are. The problem is there's just so much work to do, and it's exhausting, and you don't get paid extra to do it. So again, until there are, just less people with that kind of hate in their heart in the world, there will always be more work to do.
As the sun rises over the hills behind Spring Lake, more than 24 birdwatchers put their binoculars around their necks and search for feathery friends.
It's great to go visit natural areas with other people, and so many of these people in this birding group have become friends or were friends already because we have similar interests. We're very interested in the birds.
The birdwatching group is led by Stephen Ramirez, who, while a student at Texas State, started the group nearly a decade ago with help from the San Marcos Greenbelt Alliance.
Shortly after I graduated, I really wanted to share what I had learned just with the community. I really find pleasure and joy out of people being able to experience birds and see what the nature is surrounding us.
For more information on where the group is meeting next, email stephen@birdseyeView.org or go to the San Marcos Birdwalk Facebook group.
The group meets every first Saturday of the month at sunrise, so be prepared to wake up early if you want to see the early bird get its worm. For Bobcat Update, I'm Ryan Scanlin.
Since 2011, Sustainable San Marcos has offered San Martians a place to garden. Basic necessities are grown there, and they help support the local food bank and cultivate community.
You can grow anything legal in your plot. Most people choose to grow vegetables, but we have, as you see, flowers and herbs.
Those who tend to the crops offer a unique personal touch, and some even add decorations to their plots.
It's really fun to grow your own food. We eat a lot of greens because of it, and they're pretty fresh. And you learn a lot about plants. Like, I grew orange watermelons last few years.
The larger plots at the front of the garden are grown for the local food bank. They offer fresh produce to those in need.
Every time I go to the food bank, they're usually oohing and ahhing over the quality of what they get from us versus what they get from somebody like HEB that are basically throwing away old produce.
Go to ssmtx.org for more information on getting a plot in one of the community gardens or to volunteer. Just don't be afraid to get your hands a little dirty. For Bobcat Update, I'm Ryan Scanlin. On the first Wednesday of every month, from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30, volunteers set up in the driveway of St. Mark's Church on Ranch Road 12 and give away diapers to hundreds of local families.
So I have 3 kids also, and I know how expensive diapers can be, and especially right now, the way that families are struggling, I think it's important to be able to help them in practical ways.
Tamara Downey started the diaper pantry in February of 2020.
Benefit programs like SNAP and WIC do not cover, they don't have benefits for diapers. So, families have to have, their own money spending on diapers. And so we're here to help lighten that load.
If interested in donating or receiving diapers, go to fullcirclesupport.info/diaper pantry. For Bobcat Update, I'm Ryan Scanlin.